ATP is the molecule of energy that your cells use to complete all the other chemical reactions that they need in order to stay alive. ATP powers cellular work. A cell has to do three main kinds of work. The first is mechanical work, like the beating of cilia. If you remember, cilia are little projections that allow things to move, allow individual cells to move. The contraction of muscle cells and the movement of chromosomes. All of these things require ATP. Another kind of work is transport work. This means pumping substances across cell membranes against the direction of their spontaneous movement. And lastly is chemical work, or driving endergonic reactions such as the synthesis of polymers from monomers. ATP, also known as adenosine triphosphate, is a type of nucleotide consisting of the nitrogenous base adenine, the sugar ribose, and a chain of 3 phosphate groups. So you see here is adenine. Remember we said that it is nitrogenous because it has nitrogen. The sugar ribose, and then 3 phosphate groups that are linked together. The bonds between the phosphate groups can be broken by a process called hydrolysis. Hydrolysis is the splitting apart using water. Hydro means water, lysis means to break apart, so hydrolysis means to split something apart using water. Here you see an adenosine triphosphate, an ATP. When you add water to that, one of the phosphate groups breaks off from the end, and you are left with adenosine diphosphate, or ADP, plus the energy that's released by the breaking apart of that link, that chain at the end. So what does this all mean? Energy is stored in those bonds that link the phosphate groups together. So the breaking of those chemical bonds releases that energy. ATP plus water, or H2O, yields ADP plus a phosphate group plus energy. Remember that endergonic and exergonic reactions are paired together. So the endergonic reaction, which requires energy, would be for active transport, cellular movement, anabolism. This starts with ATP. This requires energy. The energy is found here when ATP breaks apart into ADP plus a phosphate group. And then the opposite of that, exergonic reactions, these release energy. Things like cellular respiration and catabolism. So what's the role of ATP in biochemical energetics? Here's one example. Bioluminescence. This is an endergonic reaction which is driven by ATP hydrolysis, meaning it's driven by, or it's allowed to be possible by, breaking apart ATP molecules using water. Bioluminescence is what makes a lightning bug light up.